What's up, everybody? Derek Anderson, the DA. And you know, we saw this day coming, right? We saw this day coming a long time ago, right? Back around the middle of Phase 4, we knew that the Marvel Cinematic Universe was going to have a struggle to try to keep up with what it did in the first 3 phases. We knew that, all right? But in the middle of Phase 4, we knew that this thing was going to be done at some point in time, all right? It was just a matter of time before we started to see the major effects. And you can see it right here with the box office for Ant-Man 3. It only its second weekend getting mauled by Cocaine Bear. Of all movies, Cocaine Bear mauls Ant-Man as it suffers a record 69.7% drop, damn near 70%. Okay, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania may have won the weekend with $32.2 million, but got badly dinged by Cocaine Bear, which opened up to a much better than expected 23.1 for Universal. The face-based Jesus Revolution also delivered strong numbers. Yeah, Marvel has gone the way of Star Wars, okay? It's no longer this giant money-printing franchise, okay? That, remember, Star Wars was that at one point in time, all right? The biggest thing on the planet in terms of a movie franchise, all right? It's done, all right? They haven't put out a movie in 4 years, and they still don't have an idea of what they're doing. It's probably going to be 5 or 6 years between the Rise of Skywalker and whatever they're going to do next, okay? And it's because these guys came up with this lame brain idea that they don't need the fans anymore. Oh, no, we don't have to pay attention to the people that actually got us here, right? We could go ahead and discard everything that people enjoyed about our franchise in the first place, all right? And here's what we're going to do. We're going to replace it with social justice. We're going to replace it with political and social agendas, progressive agendas, over and above the entertainment factor. Forget entertainment. We're going to preach to people, okay? That's what we're going to do with our franchises, all right? And then as a result, it's the same script that Lucasfilm wrote, okay? It's the same exact thing that Lucasfilm did with Star Wars, and you see the results. They're going to start taking big, huge openings, and then after that, humongous losses, all right? And frankly, it's good. It's good because entertainment needs to change in this country. This is terrible. The stuff that we've been getting, especially from the genre franchises that these cats used to never care about at all. Soon as they take them over, they try to do all of this political and social crap with it. It's not going to work. All right. And this is proof positive of that. And maybe one day these guys will actually pay attention to it. But let's go ahead and read what they got to say here on the Hollywood Reporter. Marvel and Disney's Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania may have stayed atop the domestic box office chart in its sophomore outing with an estimated $32.2 million, but the real superhero this weekend was the Cocaine Bear. Got the S on his chest, or maybe the CB on his chest this year. Directed by Elizabeth Banks, Cocaine Bear opened at $23.1 million after stealing away younger adults, and particular males, from the Ant-Man threequel. Yeah, men ain't interested in this Ant-Man shit no more, okay? You guys have already pissed off. Ant-Man was barely in it, okay? It was all about the little girl Cassie. It was about Janet Van Dyne, okay? You had the Wasp somewhere in there. You had like a female super warrior down in the quantum realm. It was about them. Ant-Man kind of, sort of was in there for comedy relief, you know? And then you had Kang, of course, you know? That was like the only male figure that actually stood out in this film, all right? Everybody else was just, whatever. So why would men want to go back and watch that shit again, okay? And again, who are the main people that focused and loved comic books at the very beginning of the comic book genre? Who were that? What audience was that? Huh? Marvel? What audience was that? Oh, it was women, right? No, it wasn't women, you idiots. Okay, it was men. All right. I used to go to Comic-Con back in the day, man, when I was a kid, and I tell you, man, if you saw a woman at Comic-Con, it was like, whoa, what the hell? What are you doing here? Damn, did you get lost? The exit is that way. I don't know how you wandered in here, because it was nothing but men. All right. It was all guys. That's who was going to Comic-Con. That's who you should be. I'm not saying don't have women in there. I'm not saying women can't enjoy comic books. I'm not saying that. All right. But when you just completely disregard the men in this thing, like you've just lost the plot. All right. That's all it is to it. You just lost the plot. Women can absolutely be a part of that. All right. If anything, try to make it as close to 50-50 as possible. But in reality, you would probably want to, kind of skew more towards the guys. All right. Because those are the people that are going to be watching this stuff over and over and over. OK, they're going to be the ones that go to your films 3 or 4 times to try to argue it out with their friends, over the water coolers or on the message boards. OK, that's what's going to happen. That's your primary audience. Those are the people that you should be trying to focus on. All right. But instead, they just washed it all with MCU. All right. MCU. And here we are, okay? So yeah, I'm not surprised that guys went out and said, yeah, we're going to see Cocaine Bear, F this dumb crap. We're not watching it. Overseas, it sniffed out 5.3 million for an early global of 28.4 million against a reported budget of 35 million before marketing. Ant-Man 3 fell 67% in North America, the worst decline ever for a title in the Marvel Cinematic Universe after eclipsing Black Widow's 67.8% drop. The latter had the disadvantage of opening during the pandemic and was made available simultaneously at home. The Ant-Man 3 also suffered the worst second weekend drop of any superhero movie, opening up to $100 million or more. Marvel has always had problems, but the problems are just becoming kind of exposed right now, okay? It's kind of highlighted with the yellow marker, right now, all right? The writing and the bad acting, it's always been there, okay? But they've always had a couple of decent actors that kind of, okay, we hide that bad acting that you guys are normally used to. And then, of course, some of the writing, some of the good movies kind of overshadow the bad movies. So you're just kind of like, hey, Marvel's good, okay? But they've always had this kind of shaky writing and terrible acting that we saw in Ant-Man, okay? And then, of course, these high budgets, if this was $100 million budget that this Ant-Man movie did, which it probably should have been, or closer to 100 than the 200 million that they spent, they probably would be okay with it. Okay. All right, cool. We'll make these movies. It'll open up to a big splash and then it'll just take a nosedive after that. And then that's fine. Okay. We'll still be able to get profit. We'll still be able to make our money back. All right. But I mean, when you're making $200 million movies every time out, all right. I mean, that's just hard to sustain. I don't see how they can get away with this stuff. All right. They thought they could, but they can't, And then on top of it, like I said, you just piss off your fan base, all right? Like the so-called incels, right, that She-Hulk was attacking, all right? Again, those are the guys that would go out and watch the films. Those so-called incels, those racists and misogynists, okay? They would be the ones out there watching this stuff 3 or 4 times. Those folks are completely done. They've had it. They're done with this stuff. They're not coming back. It's over, all right? So good job, Marvel. And this is what you got to look forward to. Okay, going forward, this is what Marvel has to look forward to. Here we go. Deadline. Ant-Man and the Wasp reaches 364 million worldwide on its way to 500 million plus final. If that doesn't hit over 600 million, it's an F. Okay, this thing got to get to $600 million to make any money, possibly just to break even. But it definitely got to get to 600 million to do anything. Okay, if it just gets to 500 million plus, anything in the plus category, it's an F. It failed. It lost money, okay? And if a Marvel Cinematic Universe film loses money post-pandemic after they just got through saying, oh, it's the biggest opening in history of the Ant-Man franchise and do all of that crap, all right? And then this thing fails to make its money back, oh, it's a wrap, man. This thing is 100% a loss for Marvel. How will Marvel post-mortem this? How are they going to come back and spin this thing to make it to their advantage? They already got guys working on that. Aren't they already plussing with every movie they make? One insider close to the film isn't worried, telling us Marvel takes something away from movies, including Black Panther, including Avengers. I could say we're incredibly proud of the film. Jonathan Major does a great job as Kang. It's the movie we wanted to make. Box office is what it is, but it's not going to stop people from going back to the theaters. Well, it may not stop people from going back to the theaters to see other stuff, but it's definitely stopping people from going back to the theaters to see yo stuff, okay? Yo Marvel movie. So maybe, this insider here don't necessarily, work directly with Marvel. Maybe he's in some other, off capacity. He's not, under Kevin Feige at all right? The box office is always what it is. But yeah, people are watching this stuff more and more on Disney Plus. I guarantee you they're going to watch this more on Disney Plus than they watch it on anything else, all right? And that's not good for you. And that's not good for your overall brand, Marvel. Man. Yeah, so you can see it right there. First weekend, and it's the 3-day total that they base this number off of. 106, all right, all the way down to 32.2, 69.7. Look, this is an estimate. It could change, okay? So this could go up or down. It could easily jump over this number. If they maybe only did about 31 million, this thing is going to be 70%, all right? And if it's 70%, listen, that's huge. Look at the per screen average right here, right? They went from making $24,000 a screen to $7,000 a screen. That has to hurt right now, man. But yeah, I think that Ant-Man has proven that the Marvel formula is done. And it's all Marvel's fault. Don't try to blame the fans for this, okay? I already know it because they did it just a little bit ago with Lightyear, all right? They blamed all the fans for the nonsense that they did themselves to this thing, okay? You had almost a way to just print money, Marvel, and you guys blew it. And you know what? Hey, it is what it is. You guys made the bed, you lay in it. But anyway, folks, what do you think about this? Box office numbers completed in the books for the second weekend, and Marvel is taking a giant L, all right? Almost 70% down from the previous weekend. I don't think this is going to get any better for the MCU. I have a feeling, even with Guardians of the Galaxy coming up, I have a feeling that people are just going to be like, you know what? I'm good with Guardians of the Galaxy. I can go wait for this thing on Disney Plus. You know, these movies hit Disney Plus probably within a couple of, months, right? Like Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, what that come out in November? It was already on Disney Plus by the time Black History Month. So it's only 2 months. I can wait 2 months. All right. This stuff isn't world shaking. Like, oh my God, I got to run out and see it right away. Most people can wait 2 months to watch this stuff. So I think that Marvel is in deep trouble. They got to figure something out. But you guys go ahead and give me your thoughts and your opinions in the comments below. Thanks for watching. See you next time.